Well, hi there! You're listening to That 90s Spider-Man show, where we go through Spider-Man the Animated Series, episode by episode. If you're listening to this, you've just selected the end of Season 2, the Season 2 review, where we'll be reviewing Season 2. My name is Henry, I'm one of your hosts this evening, and alongside me, as always, is my trusty co-host, Jack.
Hi, and I'm here, I guess, to not repeat what Henry said, which is telling you the name of the podcast and the name of the episode you clicked on. Just to remind you, in case you clicked on both of those things accidentally and then didn't look at your phone again.
And that's okay, we accept you for your clumsiness. But yeah, so if you've been listening along, you'll notice that we've finished Season 2 of Spider-Man the Animated Series. The Neogenic Nightmare is finally over. We've woken up in a cold sweat, and we're on to Season 3, where we'll find out what happened to Mary Jane, eventually. As a way of kind of kicking us off here, I'm kind of devastated that you didn't go to the bathroom and I couldn't start recording while we were in the toilet again. You don't remember that, do you?
No.
Moving on. But,
Before we jump into the actual thing we're here for, I have one addendum for a couple of episodes back. When we were talking about the Vulture stealing the youth.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't actually listened to any episodes, this would be a good insight into the kind of stupid shenanigans that happen in the comic origin segments.
Yep.
But as Henry put it, robot love cured cancer when the Vulture drained the life force of the robot doppelganger of Peter Parker's mum.
If that made any sense to you, then you might be a comic book writer.
I was doing my blog writing for the blog for that episode, so I had to look through some of those issues again, and I was looking through it for any kind of dialogue that explained it. And the Chameleon, when he recruits Vulture, he says that he's been working on synthesizing life energy, and then says to Vulture, who's just drained Peter Parker and then become old again after a few hours and is angry about that, he says, rejuvenated technology is an artificial process, so might it not work more efficiently by draining artificial life? And that's the explanation we got. So just to be clear for any nerds out there was an explanation.
The explanation was just stupid.
Yeah. So, yeah, robot love.
I'm choosing to believe robot love. To me, that sounds much more wholesome and pure than just that life force is better.
Oh, and also to address the actual cancer.
Is it like a robot master race kind of thing?
There's only 2 actual points where they mention that he doesn't have cancer. And I looked through a lot to find anything, because he doesn't say, yay, I have no cancer now.
But he does say, I have cancer a lot. It's like a character trait that he has now, like Walter White.
When he first trained Spider-Man, he's like, oh, great, now I'm young again and I'm cancer-free. And then he reverts and presumably gets the cancer again. And then after that, there's a point when in this one issue, which is partially narrated by the owl.
Yeah, sure.
The owl refers to him as being someone who restored their youth and rid themselves of cancer. I just had to be clear on that, because I was like, I think he got rid of the cancer, but I could only find just Wikipedia being oh, the robot life energy cured cancer.
And I guess it did.
Yeah.
But enough talking about a season that's gone by. That's in the history books now. We're going to talk about what's going on now, as in the end of Season 2, which occurred back in 1996.
This is very confusing, and that's just about right.
What was your overall kind of feeling on Season 2?
It was a weird one, because I think it started really strong, and then it dipped majorly, and then it kind of climbed back up at the end, but didn't reach the same highs. So, in a way, part of me kind of wants to be a bit down on the season, but then when I actually look back over the episodes, I'm there's quite a lot of ones that I remember liking quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the similar boat. I think, unfortunately, you can kind of split this season rather, into episodes before Morbius, and after Morbius, and during Morbius.
Yeah, which is weird, because it's all meant to be, 14 parts of this one nightmare.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, you're oh yeah, the X-Men episodes were a part of this. And it's yeah, I guess, because it involved mutation, and Spider-Man was at the time pissed because his sides were hurting.
Yeah.
But they didn't really have that much to do with it. And I think back on those episodes fondly. And obviously the Sinister Six stuff is there, and technically that's part of the Neogenic Nightmare.
Yeah.
God knows how, but then some of those threads came back because you got people like Scorpion and Silvermane came back, I guess.
Season 2 review. Some of the plot lines came back.
Well, actually, I guess like the way I would phrase the thing I would name this season would be is the loser season.
Oh yeah, it's a big loser season.
And not because it's like the season is a loser, but because it's a season full of losers.
Also full of old people.
Yeah, old and bold and white.
Yeah, just like a ton of just
old. Like I like my coffee. Does that make sense?
Do you like your coffee bold?
Yeah.
And
old? I guess I do because I don't like my coffee with hair in it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Unlike me, who likes his coffee like with like a full mullet.
Yeah, it's not true though because I don't like my coffee white
or old.
Yeah, I like it. I like my coffee like
youthful.
A bold black baby, I guess.
Ooh, yeah, I'll drink that, baby.
Yeah.
That's how you kind of order at Starbucks back before you were banned from it.
Yeah. Should have put Blade in the tablet of time.
Well, that's the epitome of ice skating uphill, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it's a loser season, and
absolutely.
Honestly, like I think we kind of covered a lot of it in terms of like where it started to go downhill. The problem with the Morbius stuff, I think, is that there were good stuff around it and even during it. And I think that first Morbius episode isn't the worst episode of the season.
Yeah.
There's something about the recurrence of Morbius and where that plotline goes in those episodes. As it goes on, it becomes more and more tiring.
It becomes excruciating.
And then by the time you get to the immortal vampire, it's kind of like, I'm only awake because there's suddenly a giant bat.
Yeah.
Until that point, it's just... I guess it's hard to like take them as standalone episodes because, you know, we're still playing Catch the Pigeon with this fucking vampire.
Yeah. Catch the vampire.
And Spider-Man's still starting every episode going like, oh man, I sure do have kidney stones.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I probably am right there with you in that, like, the first or second Morbius episode was fine. For, like, someone to dominate, like, half the season, he was, like, surprisingly boring.
Yeah. It would have been nice if there was some crossover in the sense that you got, like there was 2 Blade episodes.
Yeah.
And there was 2 Punisher episodes. And they would cross over with other characters. And maybe if Morbius was in 2 of those, you know, then it would have been okay.
The fucking show forgets about him for an episode.
Which one's that?
Man Spider one, they're like...
Yeah, I guess they had bigger
they're like, yeah, like,
problems.
let's put this, like, overarching, like, villain to this story aside so Peter can mutate and then mutate back. It's just like, why?
That's the major problem with it. It feels like very petty to like talk down on the season because of that one thing, but it did have a huge effect.
Yeah.
Do you have any like major thoughts on the season? Like before we jump into like what our favorite episodes were?
I'd say like when we started this season, there was kind of like a thought on my side that like, hey, these overarching plot lines are something I really, really enjoy. And coming out of this season, I still kind of believe that, but I don't think that this season did it particularly well.
Yeah, and I think it did tie things up in a nice way by the end.
Yeah.
Which we sort of discussed last episode, but it did kind of fall apart a bit, and it did make me think, why did they bother making the whole season of that when they could have made like half the season that, or something like that? It basically felt like that a lot of the time, and you feel like if you reshuffled it a bit, then this actually did convince me that they shouldn't do this as much. And I know they do it in the future. What I'm hoping, and I haven't looked ahead at episode titles to remind myself, but I'm hoping that they're not full season. I'm fine with like with 2-parters, 3-parters, even like a 5-parter. Because you think like the thing I do miss from season 1, I guess, is like these standalone things like the Dr. Octopus episode, the Mysterio episode, these ones that came in with a character and a plot, and they got to be more structurally like on their own. You know, I do love the cliffhangers and the ongoing stuff too, but I feel like it can't be the only thing.
I think with the mutation stuff, there shouldn't be mutation shit beyond Man Spider. Like they have the whole like escalation and growth of this threat to Spider-Man, and then they kind of bring it to its natural conclusion. They go, okay, here's what he's going to turn into, and then we cure it. And the next episode, it's like, oh, he's not actually cured.
I agree, but then it pays off with the Vulture Man Spider thing, which was a great moment, I think.
Yeah.
So it's almost worth it for that, but it is kind of a bum when you get to that next episode, and then he's still doing the test, and they're back to square one, because it starts to feel a bit repetitive.
Yeah. Like, the order of these episodes isn't right. That's my kind of, like, my main criticism. Like, if you have... Probably start from episode 3 or 4 of the season. So, Hydra Man to, let's say, Man Spider. And then stick the Vulture one in after that. Have that as his own separate half a season. Like, it's...
Right, yeah.
Like, it's a decent enough, like, story arc. It makes sense, like, and coherent. And then you kind of load the back half with the good shit. You know, like, the Tap That Time can come in there, and, like, Blade can come in and do some other bullshit.
Yeah.
And it feels more like Peter Parker's, like, progressing and stuff. And then you could end with the Insidious 6.
I agree, actually, mostly with your first and last point, which is that I think Hydra Man works as a good opener. It's a new villain. And also you establish in this relationship with Mary Jane early.
Yeah.
So that by the time you get later in the season and it's like her talking about him dodging her, you're like, oh, well, yeah, it's been a while, rather than like, it was like an episode ago, what are you on about? And about the Sinister Six being the ending, that does make sense in that, it's a culmination. And it's kind of weird for it to be right at the start. I guess they wanted a big bang to like get people watching at the start.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have been cool for that to be the case. You could even have explained it of like, he's back to normal and his man-spiderness has been sucked out of him and shot into Vulture.
Yeah.
But he's still recovering. And that's why his powers are on the fritz.
Yeah.
So the season ends with him being like, oh, fuck yeah, my powers are finally back. But I also figured out that I can take on a full Sinister Six without them. But now I have them all back and everything's good.
Yeah.
And that'd be the ending. I think that reshuffling would have been good, but it didn't bother me too much.
Yeah.
I just think they should have done more with Blade and... The two Blade episodes are the bit where it kind of like lost momentum and got super repetitive, and it kind of dragged everything else around it down with it.
Yeah, because that's also like the conclusion of the Morbius shit as well.
Yeah, and then by the time it ends, you're kind of like,
just kill me.
Going with that, I've actually got Blade the Vampire Hunter as my worst episode of the season.
Yeah, I dig that.
And I've got The Immortal Vampire as my second worst, even though there are some things in it that I like.
I'm kind of like right there with you. I was kind of tempted to go like the other way around and have like Immortal Vampire as the worst one.
See, the thing is, I think Immortal Vampire, there was just this fatigue of like, this is the immortal plotline.
Yeah.
But I think the episode itself wasn't as bad and had a bit more invention to it.
Yeah, there was like actual character dynamics and stuff. Like we kind of pointed out in the Patreon like thing of like the anime, where like the whole point of having a character like Blade who doesn't work well with others is to make him work with other people. They actually utilized Blade well in that one instance.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you. And what are you feeling for like best episode?
Best episode, I think it's either the Insidious 6 or maybe Hydra Man.
I was actually thinking like Hydra Man's a really good dark horse.
Yeah,
for the season.
Because you almost like don't want to because you're like, oh, it's this D-list character and he's like an asshole and he sucks.
But he's not the shittest villain in the series by a long shot.
And also he's like there's proper themes in that episode, and he's actually tied into them, and that his relationship with Mary Jane is like, you know, part of the story in it.
And it informs you a bit about Mary Jane's character, about Peter's character.
Yeah, and it's a way to get those guys together. And
yeah.
There was just a lot going on in it.
And it's good fun as well.
And it's not repetitive like a lot of these episodes are.
Yeah.
They did different things with the fights with Hydra Man.
Yeah.
So I think it's that. And then both the Insidious 6 episodes I feel like were a lot of fun. I can't actually remember which one I liked more, but I'm pretty sure it was the first one. The
first one has him like losing his powers. The second one has him like figuring out how to beat the Sinister Six without like his powers mostly.
Yeah, but I feel like they were both kind of insane. But I remember the first one just it feeling like just so much happened in it.
Yeah.
And I was very much enjoying.
I think for me, like the second one has like the Silvermane like stuff come in as well. It becomes like a Suicide Squad for a little bit.
Yeah. I almost want to put them as one episode because they're very much.
Well, how about this? We could have like the Blade ones as like one episode, and okay, like the Insidious 6 one episode. I think that will solve a lot of our problems.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I thought there might have been like some more disagreement of like an episode that you like thought sucked that I liked, or because there was a few like that. I remember the first X-Men one. That's actually like in my top 3 episodes, and I do like that one. I remember you didn't, and I actually put the one after that as probably near the bottom.
I kind of have them the other way around as well.
Yeah,
I think like for me a top 3 would be Hydra Man, both Insidious 6 episodes, and then the second mutant one. And then maybe honorable mention to the very last episode of the season, The Final Nightmare. I think that's a really well put together like episode of Spider-Man animated series. And then at the bottom we've got the 2 Blade ones, and then maybe like the first Morbius was pretty terrible. Like I don't know if that's just Morbius fatigue though.
Yeah, it's hard to think about what Morbius stuff happened in what episode because it was in
just
so many.
Blended into one like gelatinous blob of vampire plasma bullshit. How would you compare season 2 to season 1?
I feel like season 1 averaged better episodes, but this probably had higher points to it.
Okay.
It was a bit more up and down. I don't know which one I prefer. I guess the first one just has stronger material to work with, you know, like it got like to have like a full Mysterio episode and stuff like that. Whereas this kind of like went straight for the D-listers in a kind of strange way. But, you know, I would say the positive for it is that with season 3, I feel like there's an opportunity for they haven't like run out of shit. You know?
There's so much shit for them still to do.
And I'd be happy for like a bunch of the characters from villains from season 1 to come back.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And it's interesting actually you say like season 2 hit higher highs. So would you say that the best episode of the series has come in season 2?
Okay, it's higher highs in terms of enjoyment. Because I think like those Sinister 6 episodes I found are a lot more fun than I found anything else in the show. But I mean, in terms of like something that's like sharing, being stories based in character and that kind of thing, like, you know, the first season was stronger for that. But yeah, if I'm just going pure like gleeful enjoyment, then this had higher highs.
You had lots of delicious cheese nightmares in this one.
Oh yeah, and I'm all for that.
Yeah. That's my kind of feel as well. I think, like, for me, the alien costume part 1 is still probably my favourite episode of the series thus far.
Yeah.
But on the other side, like, the Blade stuff is probably my least favourite of all the Spider-Man the anime series. There was points like watching that and I was like, I've picked a terrible podcast to make.
Yeah, because that was the first point when I was like, oh, is it going to stay at this level?
Yeah.
And that would be a bummer.
That
would have been a mistake.
That would have been a horrible mistake. We've got so much left to do.
Yeah, but then
it picked up.
By the time we got to the end, I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready for season 3. Even though we are taking a break, but I'm free for.
There's so much cool shit to come, and I'm kind of really happy for it. But yeah, I guess in conclusion, what we're saying is like, if you want actually like good cartooning, you can have like really good written, like well kind of put together episodes in the first season. Well, this season is like just like a massive sugar rush, a delicious cheese nightmare.
It is like a nightmare because you can fall asleep through this,
and then wake up in like a cold sweat.
You wake up in season 3, and there's a couple of things that wouldn't make sense. But for the most part, you're okay because not really a huge amount has changed. The people who were in jail and the people who were in Africa and shit have gone back to those places.
Yeah.
And no one died. And a lot of the characters I think that came up probably won't come back.
Yeah, like the ones who like not die but were horribly disfigured probably like won't come back, and they weren't in season 1 anyway. Like the timeline's pretty much reset. Like one like character is going to be really depressed for the rest of this next season. Yeah. But like I feel like everyone else is like kind of back to like there's a big reset. It makes it sound like we're saying season 2 was pointless, and it's not. But
I'm saying that. It wasn't pointless in that, like, I had a lot of fun with it, and these are fucking cartoons. We're meant to have fun with them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you could
like
skip the season.
Plot wise, yeah, like nothing really happened. I guess Peter kind of fucked shit up with Mary Jane,
but he kind of had at the end of season 1 for different reasons.
Wait, what? How did he do it at the end of season 1?
He fucked.
Oh yeah, because he
the comedian fucked him over.
Yeah, I guess you could just pretend she's still mad about that.
Yeah, but standing up for a date, which would have happened anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
The only difference is now
someone to blame it on.
She's kind of pseudo-dating Harry Osborn, but you can kind of like infer that from him being just a shitty boyfriend.
Yeah, and seeing as this is a season of Peter Parker kind of being more of a piece of shit.
Yeah,
and in general, just meeting a lot of pieces of shit.
Just generally, just like,
and not even just like evil people, but losers.
Just people who fucking suck.
Yeah, making it the loser season.
Yeah.
We were thinking of doing our top 5 losers and our top 5 winners.
Yeah.
One list is a lot easier to do than the other. Or at least one list is a lot easier to fill up than the other. But I was thinking we'd go through our winners first.
I'm actually glad you said that. Okay. So I've got a lot of winners here, and I might just like condense like three of them into like one like thing because they have the same kind of win.
Really?
Yeah.
Win? Because I basically have 4 winners and then 1 I threw in there because I needed 5.
I have like 7 or 8 winners.
Maybe I should go first then. Okay, I've got Tombstone.
Yeah.
Tombstone is my big winner because that dude comes in, he kind of kicks the shit out of Spider-Man and Lizard, fucking blows up the Mega Slayer. He takes down everyone he tries to fight.
Yeah.
And he gets involved with a lot of shit that kind of blows up in his face, and he gets away scot-free, and it's all good. So he kind of pieced out.
He just like ran out of the series.
And that popped black collar is the sign of a winner.
Yeah.
That's why I do it every day.
He does. He's doing it right now.
Yeah. Second up, I've got the Punisher.
The Punisher.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Punisher, like, rather than just being like this cool guy who's amazing at everything, he kind of oversteps himself a little bit. But I think the cool thing about it is that he goes after just Spider-Man. He's already punching well above his weight, but he actually does pretty damn well against him considering that. And we see him take down thugs at the start. This guy is not having much trouble with people, and you can see why he has that confidence. He gets his ass kicked a bit by Man-Spider, but he doesn't give up, and he actually holds himself pretty well against him in the end.
Yeah.
And I guess the last thing he has to do is accept help from someone, which he does. And so
reluctantly,
he just gets better.
Yeah.
You know, he makes a mistake and then he gets better from it. And the mistake he did was not expecting a guy to turn into a giant spider. So I think that's something we can forgive him for.
I don't think that's a really good mistake.
Yeah. And I've also got Craven. Mm-hmm. Craven is my addition to this list because I couldn't think of a 5th person.
Wow, really?
Yeah. He's in it just because he's pretty damn effective in this. And he kind of comes in, cleans up, and leaves. Yeah, and that's kind of his only reason for being in the list. And then I've also got Mary Jane Watson, who, if you think about it, she starts off this season pretty strong. She takes down Hydro Man almost by herself, manages to sort of realize that her ex is being an asshole and tell him where to go. Mm-hmm. And then she initiates this relationship with Peter Parker, but then when he starts being shitty, she leaves.
Yeah.
And then she's on this path to finding with her father.
Yeah.
So she's just kind of like, she's going for it, you know? She's taking strides. But my top winner of the season, I think, is Deborah Whitman.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. She's my big winner for this season.
Who kind of just is a boss bitch.
She's a boss bitch.
And she just comes in and she just cleans up. She gets the fucking internship.
Yeah.
She survives being sort of like put in these perilous scenarios multiple times.
It's like 3 this season?
Yeah, and she basically, she gets like the most popular jock dude who I guess is the kind of the sexy guy in this series, if
Yeah.
we're to believe that there is sexiness exists in this show.
Which it does not.
Yeah. But she gets him to not just like her and not just date her, but to sort of fall in love with her head over heels
Yeah.
and be worried about what she thinks of him.
She made him, like, sensitive and caring.
Yeah, she fucking saved that shit.
Yeah. Like a sentient flip-flop. And she turned him into, like, an actual person.
And that's in every scene, right? Like, I
Yeah.
can't think of anything she did that wasn't her winning.
Neither can I.
I guess, like, being attacked by a vampire, but I
But
mean, that's
she
a pretty cool
recovered.
story.
Yeah,
and-
same with Vulture. Like, she got to be, like, 80 years old for, like, 30 seconds.
yeah, she got to appreciate her life a little bit more.
Yeah, she's kind of like this stronger.
But that's my winner list. Is there anything I included that you thought, why is that on that list?
No, I agree with everything you had on there. Actually, like, I had so many winners that I'm kind of glad you covered a lot of mine.
Oh, yeah. Did you have all of mine?
Oh, no, I didn't have Mary Jane, actually.
Ah, okay. So what are your ones I haven't mentioned so far?
First off, I've got Harry Osborn.
Is this a relative win?
I mean, like, he's still a loser, but at least he gets to, like, get with Mary Jane. And nothing else bad happens to him.
He gets kidnapped by the Vulture.
Like, briefly.
Yeah, but I think in general kidnapping isn't great.
Yeah, but he survives. And he doesn't get to be, like, traumatized, like poor Kurt Connor's wife. No, so I have him down as a winner.
I can understand the reasoning, but that would be... I guess he would be there as, like... If I had to do 6 choices, I'd put him in.
I also have Genevieve.
Genevieve, oh man. What a deep pool.
Yeah.
What, the one who went from horrible racist bigot to, I guess mutants are okay?
She set her like self as a mutant. She found a new society of friends where she can hang out.
And she presumably slept with Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit is also down here. I just have the word fucks.
I
Gambit
don't think Gambit can ever be a winner. I think he's such a... I guess he is a winner, but he's one of those guys that doesn't deserve to win, that you hate.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't want to call him a winner for that reason.
Okay.
And I also think that if she slept with him, that makes her a loser. Because he didn't call her back, and she should have known better, and other women were telling her, this dude is just a waste of time, and then she still did it. So... and all of that is completely made up in my head.
It's just headcanon.
But that's why I wouldn't have Genevieve either.
And next, like, it kind of, like, contradicts a bit of, like, my, like, declaration of Harry Osborn as a winner. Mm-hmm. But I think, like, having, like, lost his university grant and his girlfriend and survived, like, his debilitating mutation, Peter Parker gets to cuck Harry. So he kind of comes off, like, kind of good.
But he doesn't, because he doesn't even get to see Mary Jane before she disappears.
Yeah. But he'll always know.
Huh?
No. Maybe not Peter Parker.
I mean, that's a future one. That's a future choice for season 3.
And I also have Dr. Stillwell, who is now the leading scientist in Neogenics forever.
Yeah. And he's checked himself back into the insane asylum.
You didn't know that. Just walks away.
Yeah.
He's probably, like, running wild in the streets.
Yeah.
With all, like, the information about Neogenics in his head.
Yeah, I guess he conquered his fears by blowing up his life's work.
Yep. And finally, I also have Blade, who fucks.
Yeah, I guess I Blade was one of those ones which I almost included, but then I was like, but he's not really cool in this. And
That doesn't mean he didn't win.
But does it? I mean, there's a difference between having a win and being a winner.
Well, he's a winner of this season. He got a win in this season. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be like a winner, like...
Chicken dinner?
Exactly. He's not a chicken dinner, but he's like a microwave, like, corn meal.
Yeah, a quite disappointing one.
But one that is nutritious and fills you up.
I feel like you're forgetting how much you hate Blade.
I do hate Blade, but I have to be fair and say, like, he won that season.
Is he your top one?
No, Deborah Whitman's my top one.
Okay, well, at least we agree on that.
She's clearly the winner of this season. And this one's kind of a joke one, but I also have Aunt May down as a winner.
What does she do?
Despite all logic and reason, she's alive. She should not be alive, but she's alive. She survived 2 kidnappings. She didn't even go to the hospital this time around.
Yeah, well, she thought she went to a hospital.
Yeah. She thought she went to hospital. She survived getting kidnapped twice. She even did some light flirting. Sure, it turned out to be her old nephew, but like, yeah, she got like a little bit of like a...
She also flirted with Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, she's had a good year.
Yeah, I think she spent a lot of it just inside, and then she went outside and got kidnapped and then put back. But if that's the case, I'm pretty sure she's going to be a winner every season if the conditions for her to win is just not dying.
She almost managed to die in the last season.
She almost died in this one.
I feel like...
She got kidnapped by a giant bat.
Yeah, but he didn't hurt her. She was never in hospital.
Are you really taking the giant bat side in this kidnapping?
Yes. 100%.
Oh, God.
Like, it was her own goddamn fault. She was like, Peter, what are you doing outside? Oh, shit, a giant bat.
But it's her fault for, like, walking outside of her property.
Well, there was clearly, like, something going on. She's being a nosy bitch.
A nosy bitch is her street.
Yeah, but...
If there was fucking giant bat on my street,
You see the fucking sign.
No, I would go have a look.
No, you see the fucking sign of the giant bat outside your street. Ooh, I should go and investigate.
No, if it was fighting someone else, if it was just outside, like, knocking on my door, I wouldn't go out.
Yeah, but if it's outside, you're like, yeah, I'll leave this giant bat alone.
Are you saying that if you saw a giant bat outside right now, you would be like, I'm not going to look at that?
I'm going to look at it from my window. I'm not going outside. You know, that's
What if you had worse sight? What if you were an old lady with bad sight?
Then I'm just going to just sit in my living room and be old. I can't fuck around here, you know?
Yeah.
Last time I went outside, I got kidnapped.
I guess I'm forgetting that you hate children and old people.
Despise them.
Yeah. You're like, if you're old, then you have to sit on a chair and be old, and that's the only thing you're allowed to do.
Maybe, like, I don't know, make your son like a coffee. Give old strangers, like, your nephew's jumper.
Yeah.
I feel like we've got on a track here that she is a winner of the season. Just by being alive.
It's weird that you can hate someone so much that you rank them a winner.
Yeah. I'm surprised too, but Aunt May really did well this year.
Seeing as I went first that last time, do you want to do your top 5 losers? And please tell me that there are 5.
There are 5.
Okay.
Before we go to the losers, Craven was also mine because he fucks again.
Jesus. Give you one job.
Yeah. Okay, but now for losers. First and foremost, we have none other than Kingpin.
I almost had Kingpin.
Why not?
Because every one of his plots failed.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he only went for the Tablet of Time just because someone else wanted it.
Yeah.
And then the last we saw of him, his wife left him. And I was like, I'm not sure if I can rank that as a winner.
No, I'm saying he's a loser.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I want a loser's bit now.
He's a loser, and he's
he might be the biggest loser of this season.
He's almost on my list. He was kind of in between for me. But on the other hand, he got away scot-free with it. And he kind of got the Tablet of Time and won that and was like, I don't give a fuck, take it back. And everyone wants to work for him. And Spider-Man still doesn't know that he's Wilson Fisk.
And he ate some meatballs at some point. His meatball business is booming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see him... I see he's more on the loser side than the winning side, but he didn't make it to my top 5 because there were a fucking load of losers in this season.
Yeah, he's like my number 5 one. At number 4, I've got Silvermane, who is a baby.
I've got Silvermane too.
Yeah.
We gotta remember that he was introduced in this season, initiating a gang war, and then immediately getting like kidnapped and like hung from a helicopter and swung around and just humiliated.
He had to ask like 2 children to help him escape.
Yeah, and then he got saved by technically the person he wants to eliminate.
Yeah.
And then his like own goon went and left him to go work for someone else.
Yeah. He got a better goon though, to be fair.
That is true.
And his goon was terrible.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have really got anywhere if it wasn't for his daughter.
Yeah.
And yeah, he got turned into a baby. And he has a Toltec poncho in his cupboard.
He also has a pyramid which he owes a lot of money for.
Yeah.
So he's probably crippling in debt.
Yeah, so not a strong show from Silvermane.
No. He's got a lot of bills.
It was quite a cell phone, if you think about it.
Yeah, it really was. At number 3, we have Herbert Langdon.
Yep. Yeah, again, what someone that didn't quite make it into my list.
Really?
Yep.
He's like irreparably deformed. He's a disgraced scientist.
I guess he's only half deformed now. He's a bit like...
Deformed is deformed.
Yeah.
You know, it's a binary thing. You're deformed, you're not deformed.
Well, he's not a giant slug monster anymore.
Like, that's saying, like... That's like relative. Like, he's not, like, had a bad time.
Well, we have to get relative because there are that many losers. But I do, yeah, when you think about it, yeah, he did fuck up a lot.
He's, like, lost his only, like, assistant. His fucking whole, like, project has been disgraced. He's been outed as a giant, like, genocidal maniac.
Well, I'd say to that, you know, the world of this TV show and our world are fine with accepting genocidal maniacs into positions of power. So I think he'll be okay. Also, I think he held his own against the X-Men and Hobgoblin and Spider-Man for 2 episodes. So, and that's a lot stronger than, you know, a lot of other people can. Again, still a loser, but not the strongest of losers.
No. At number 2, I had our good friend Hydra Man.
Also on my list.
Also on your list. Yeah, so...
Almost self-evident.
He had not a lot of time to, like, prove himself one of the biggest losers of this TV show, but he took his opportunity. In the space of 20 minutes, he managed to, once again, lose his ex-girlfriend, go through, like, several, like, robberies to prove his love, failed, and then got evaporated into the ether by said girlfriend.
Yeah. He also has, like, insane powers and still managed to get his ass kicked by a person without powers and also by Spider-Man, like, a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, he's just someone who's just following a girl around.
Yeah.
Like,
girl clearly doesn't want him. By the way, she says, I don't want you.
Yeah.
And
think about, like, not only did he not die in that accident, but he managed to survive and was given crazy powers. There was so much he could have done, and he immediately started stealing shit and stalking his ex-girlfriend. He tanked it so hard and got what he deserved.
Yeah. You think, like, someone with that level of power would be, like, at least, like, wouldn't be homeless.
And also, you can, by the way that episode ends, you could tell that both Peter and Mary Jane aren't even fucking thinking about him anymore. It hasn't even had a traumatic effect on them because they're like, Hydra who?
And the best part of that is, like, it rains as they kiss, and because of the way that, like, the episode ends, you kind of suspect that Hydra Man got to watch Peter Parker make out with his girlfriend.
Yeah, or the eyeballs in those raindrops.
Yeah. So that's my number 2. And I was going to have, like, a joint number 1, but now I'm thinking about it, one lost slightly harder than the other. So my number ones were Michael Morbius and Adrian Toomes.
Interesting. There was a big one that you didn't include that I'm surprised at, actually. But why those guys?
So they both have 2 things in common. They both got horribly deformed and got to be exiled from society through their own negligent scientific practices. But the difference between them is that Morbius briefly got to fuck, whereas Adrian Toomes also managed to lose his company as all this was going on.
Yeah.
So he's, like, dirt poor and also now a spider monster.
I would say that at least Toomes got to, like, defeat Spider-Man and briefly have power without cost. And he got to, like, fuck over Norman Osborn and fuck with him for a while.
Not really.
I mean, he got to, like, kidnap him, like, 3 times and, like, scare the shit out of him. That must be
like, really,
sort of satisfying.
He's really unsettled now.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he won, like, at the end, but, like, he got to do some shit. Also, if we're ranking those 2 against each other, Toomes turned into a horrible monster because of, like, this fatal error that he couldn't have possibly known that Spider-Man had, like, a horrible radioactive spider disease. So it's kind of like more of I don't know if it's ironic, but it's kind of like this tragic thing for him. But why did Morbius get his powers?
Well, scientific negligence as well.
Yeah, because
he had a live bat in his experiment lab.
Yeah, because his experiment was fucking dumb.
And it was also, like, a way to fuck over Peter Parker.
Yeah, and
failed.
And it was like, it's like you're an artist and you decide to fuck over another art student's work, and then you trip over and drink 10 gallons of paint and get sent to the hospital, you know?
Yeah.
And he also manages to completely tank his relationship as well, and is left pining after her when she's like, look, you're not the person I liked.
You're literally a vampire.
And also, kind of is the person that she liked. She just didn't really know that he was an asshole. because he's an asshole at the end, but he's just an asshole about being a vampire instead of an asshole about being a human.
He's an asshole with fangs.
Yeah, so I think he's the bigger loser out of those two, personally.
Yeah.
But I can turning into a giant spider and losing your company and then flying off into the sunset to never
die.
return is pretty bad too. So,
and you also didn't get to fuck at any point.
Yes.
At least Morbius got to know love for a brief fleeting moment.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe some stuff happened behind
also,
the scenes.
the Morbius has cancer.
Does he have cancer in the...
He's dying
in the show?
Yeah, he's dying in the show as well.
Yeah, but I guess he got to have a fuller life before he turned into a spider, and Morbius was like in his, what is he, like 18 or 20 or something?
He's meant to be like a late teens, I guess.
Yeah, and then he's already fucked.
Yeah.
For all of eternity.
That's true. But he's going to be immortal. So the suffering never ends for him, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, probably about joint, I'd say.
Funnily enough, I have Morbius as a runner-up.
Really?
He didn't quite make it into my top 5.
My runner-up, I had Shocker, because last we see of him, he's just like falling off a building completely naked.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, for my list, I've also got Hydra Man and Morbius is my runner-up, and I've also got Silvermane.
Yeah.
I also have Scorpion.
Yeah.
Scorpion in the Sinister Six episodes.
Kind of like just took him out because I'm like,
he wasn't in it a lot.
Yeah.
But in the Sinister Six episodes, he spends that entire time making mistakes. Mm-hmm. Again, more powerful than Spider-Man, but still fucked up.
Yeah.
And also, he just had Dr. Octopus completely berating him that entire time and putting him down.
Yeah.
And when he tried to strike back, he got his ass kicked, right?
Yeah.
So that didn't go too well. And then he came back, and then we find out, like, this dude has been, like, fucking living on the street and just, like, attacking news vendors because that's the level he's at.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he tries to fight Spider-Man, who is an old man, and still by the end of the fight, it turns out he's the one who lost. And he manages in this whole thing to lose the technology that could have saved him. So he just came back to fuck things up more. Yeah, so there wasn't that much of it, but I think there's a strong thing of, like, in between these episodes, we know this dude has been walking around the streets, trying to mug people and probably tripping over his own tail. So he's definitely loser enough for me.
I would probably say, though, like for me, like, as, like, a potential employer of a Scorpion Man, the fact that he broke into a mental asylum to steal back, like, the scientist who could save him showed a lot of hustle for me. I was kind of impressed.
I guess he is like a hustler by nature, but yeah, still a loser. Also, I feel like it's kind of impossible for Scorpion to never make my loser list.
He's just like a perennial loser. That's why I have him as a runner-up. It's just like, yeah, he's just always there. It's like an honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean, even like Shocker can kind of have this thing of like, well, this guy is just a guy using his own tech to do this. Matt Garkin didn't make any tech. And he got like these insane powers. He's like stronger than Spider-Man and has a bunch of his powers and also this mechanical tail and all these additions to it. And he still fucks up because he sucks that bad as a person. But also on my list, which was interesting because it sounds like he was on your list, at least for a moment, I got Peter Parker on my loser list.
Yeah, like, it's one of those things where I kind of, like, he did have like a horrible mutation, but he did also kick it. He also like survived like a big thing.
Yeah, I guess, like, obviously, because of the circumstances.
Yeah.
There's some stuff out of his control. But he completely, like, tanked his relationship with Mary Jane. He had so many opportunities to play things differently.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that, like, these things ruined his relationships. It's that he was given that opportunity to save them. And then he would fuck it up more.
Yeah.
And he always made all these situations worse. And he manages to, like, it's not even that. He also, like, has lost Felicia to Michael Morbius and then loses... I guess he kind of loses Deborah to...
I don't think Deborah was ever into him. Like, she
think
despises him.
I don't think so, but I think he had a bit of an interest in her. Slightly.
I don't see that.
Okay, well, either way, he lost Mary Jane to Harry Osborn, who... Losing someone to Harry Osborn, that's very embarrassing.
Yeah.
Also, like... is fucking up his photography job, even though it should be like relatively easy, considering he can get shots that literally no one else can get.
Yeah.
He's kidnapped and unmasked. He's constantly in having like these misguided fights with people who should be his allies.
Yeah.
He turns up at the X-Men mansion and starts like being a bit of an asshole about mutants. Oh, and he also stands up Elisa.
Technically, yeah.
But like that's just another like throw in like oh, he'll miss another date with another person.
Okay, so I 100% agree with you on each of those points, but what makes him a winner for me is that despite all that bullshit, Peter still comes out ahead.
Does he come out ahead?
Well, like...
He comes ahead. He comes out not a giant monster.
Well, he does do that. He does not a giant monster in all senses of the word. Like, by the end of this season, like, Mary Jane is like, yeah, like, I know this is a big moment in my life, and I could talk to my boyfriend, but I'm going to come to you. I feel that's a big win considering everything going on.
And then he doesn't turn up. To
be fair, he turns up late.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Yeah, but he turns up late.
But that's his personal victory.
Yeah.
But for all she knows, she's like, I'll give him this one last chance. He doesn't deserve this shit, but here's one last olive branch, and then he's like, sorry.
Yeah, but like he doesn't actually like get punished for it.
Not yet.
But he doesn't get punished for it in this season.
But do you have to be punished to be a loser?
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Do you not know any like rich losers? Like not know personally, but like are there not anyone like Donald Trump is a loser?
Yeah.
But he's
also
the president and has a lot of wealth and stuff.
And he's a cult following and
yeah. I don't think he's a winner.
That's a difficult one. Like I don't think he's like an outright loser, but I don't think he's a winner either. I feel like Peter, like he goes through like the biggest challenge of his life. He loses his powers, gets unmasked, but he comes out of it okay. He has all these weird challenges that like no man should be able to like overcome, but he overcomes every one of them.
I think he overcomes.
He fights the X-Men and still ends up being like, oh yeah, like we're pals now, guys. So
I think he overcomes it in a sense that he has such short-term memory, and is so stupid he can't be existentially like have his soul shattered by the experience of turning into a giant monster and having all this awful shit happen for so long.
That's resilience if you think about it.
I feel like someone who that happens to is someone who like I don't know. He's like Mr. Magoo through this like series of events.
I don't disagree with you, but Mr. Magoo is like objectively a winner.
Yeah, I like regretted saying it afterwards because Mr. Magoo is a winner.
Yeah,
I don't know what another thing for it would be because he's like Homer Simpson.
He's Homer Simpson. This is like the Frank Grimes episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, he's just walking around life like doing stupid shit and just
the universe rewards him for it.
He hasn't really been rewarded. He has had some bullshit this season, I guess.
But like,
I tell you what, the first half of the season I liked him a lot more because he was kind of like having bullshit thrown his way and then he was kind of like being really sardonic about it. And then the rest of the season he was just kind of being a bit whiny.
Yeah.
And being a bit of a dick.
I'm pretty sure as well he survived a murder investigation. Or like a kidnapping investigation because they're like, he's like a suspect in like the Morbius thing as well.
Oh, right.
And he kind of like gets cleared of that.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's not fired as well.
Yeah.
I think this is the difference in philosophy that I don't think being a loser all your life and then getting away with it makes you a winner.
Like doing like a ton of shitty things and like having the worst year of your life and then coming out of it like pretty much okay. In fact, probably better than you were before.
Yeah, but
I don't think you can count that as a loss.
I think he's just like on his way to becoming this like fucking hustler, but like this. He's like a scam artist. He's scamming his way through life.
He's grifting. He's
grifting. That's the word. He's on his way to becoming like fucking Matt Gargan.
Oh, that's harsh, you know.
Yeah.
Like Peter has a home.
He does now.
He also doesn't have a tail.
Well, there's a lot to come in this show, so who knows. But my final pick for this list is another one you didn't mention. I've got Hammerhead here. Hammerhead turns up, kind of gets his ass kicked, and misses Spider-Man when he's perfectly still.
Yeah.
He kidnaps Elisa and then ends up like getting his ass kicked somehow.
Yeah.
He basically comes into Kingpin like threatening him and ends up like begging him for forgiveness so that he can work for him.
Yeah.
And probably isn't getting paid. And he also like is introduced like begging Silvermane for forgiveness because he failed. He's just literally everything he's done is been failure, and then begging people to like keep him on the work while they threaten to kill him if he does any better. He has like no self-respect whatsoever.
But at the end of the day, he does get the time tablet.
Yeah, but then he gets it back, and his boss is like, I don't give a shit, get rid of it.
So he gets rid of it and gives it to like Adrian Toomes. Like it turned out to be a loss.
How was that a win?
It's a loss for Adrian Toomes, but like in terms of his actual job, like he finished it. He's like a cockroach. Like
well, he got to clock out.
Yeah, he finished his day. You know, I'm not saying he's a winner for sure, but I don't think he's like the biggest loser of the season.
He managed to finish his job in a way that pissed off the Kingpin still. Kingpin was like, get the fuck out of my face.
But he finished the job.
With his boss hating him, and the other one now probably wants him killed.
But he finished the job.
I don't think not dying makes you a winner.
I don't think he's a winner by a long shot, but I don't think he's a massive loser.
Yeah. I'm glad at least we had some differences on our list.
Yeah. No, that was, there's one thing that's for sure is that it's been a real season of losers.
Yeah. How amazing would it be if we have a winner season?
It would be amazing, but I don't, well, it depends what comes along this season, because I feel like...
who knows?
Who knows? I know Spider-Man's going to be in it, but I don't really know much beyond that.
Yeah, I know Spider-Man's going to be in it, and I know it will be serialized, and probably animated too.
I wouldn't count the animated bit, but, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, and until we jump into season 3, we'll be taking a break, but we will be posting stuff in the meantime.
Yeah.
We will also be throwing out some other random bonus episodes, and of course, we will still be putting stuff up on our Patreon.
Oh, yes.
So if anyone wants to join us on there, for a small fee, you can support us and get a few bonus episodes along the way. So check us out there. And of course, all the social media, which all of that stuff will be in the description below.
Absolutely. But yeah, apart from that, we're pretty much done with season 2, Electric Boogaloo, which is the unofficial title of this season. Mm-hmm. We'll be back with season 3. We'll find out what happened to Mary Jane. And remember, a broken man's spider clock is right twice a day. Good night, folks. We'll see you for season 3.
See you later, fuckers.